Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all really well. So today I have a really good mixture of things to share with you all, starting with a whole lot of outfit ideas that I wore in the sunshine. So hopefully lots of outfit inspo for you all with what to wear and how to style your own summer outfit ideas. Secondly, very much requested, and I finally got around to filming it, I'm going to share how I style my hair at the moment. I've also got a gorgeous event to go to, and also on top of that I have some very exciting news to share with you all, and probably will explain why I've felt so very giddy for the last couple of months. All will be revealed a little bit later on. But first, let's start with some fashion, very good place to start, and some lovely summer outfit ideas I wore on our holes. So as mentioned, I headed over to the sunshine for a little bit in Ibiza. Actually a solo trip, which was really nice, just to kind of soak it in and enjoy it and not feel the need to be herring here, there and everywhere, as God love him, Walter likes me to do. So I had a couple of different ads to film that particularly wanted a bit of beachy content. Then I've met a really lovely photographer over there, so we just filmed some other things, some favourite pieces I've got in my wardrobe as well. And then of course, while I'm there, it'd be rude not to go and sunbathe at the beach and pop to the shops as you do. So let's start with the outfit I'm wearing actually, which was part of one of the ads I was filming over there for a lovely brand, which I know I've mentioned before on my channel, called Rails. So it's really nice to shoot it in Ibiza, obviously, because I think it just screams summer holiday. It is my perfect kind of co-ord set that I love to take away with me. I love this embroidery detail that's trimmed all around the edges and on the skirt portion on the hem as well. It's really pretty. The second outfit for Rails is again another lovely co-ord set, but this one is probably a little bit more chilled, definitely the sort of thing I would wear to the beach on our holidays. So comprising of those linen trousers with a matching square neckline top. I just love the fit on those trousers. They're so very comfy, and the sort of thing that I like to have at the beach, because you know, if you're in and out of the sea and you dry off, you just want something casual, but equally when you put them on, it does feel like you've made an effort and it looks put together. The third outfit idea, I styled it in a way for the evening, but in actual fact it's such a beautiful summer dress. You could absolutely get away with wearing this in the daytime on your holes too. So as you can see, it is a long black floaty number with that gorgeous shell detail across the chest portion. Obviously, as you can see, it's a halter neck in shape, but you've got that kind of bust detail with a bit of gathering over the chest, and then that lovely shell detail at the front, which just makes a really nice point of focus. We shot that actually at a place called Time and Space in Ibiza, which I'd never been to before, and until about a month ago, I didn't even know it existed. So apparently it's an art installation that has been there for a very long time. But up on this cliff where it is, you get this most amazing view of Esvedra. It's really stunning. It's got those giant towers of rock, which look a little bit like Stonehenge, but in the sunshine. So a lovely place to shoot and a beautiful dress to go with it. And actually, I loved it up there so much, I went back another day and filmed this little piece to camera in my outfit idea, which, as you can probably tell, is a very me kind of outfit in the daytime on our summer holidays. So let me talk. So this is what I'm wearing for a little walk up to a beautiful art installation in Ibiza called Time and Space. So on my bottom half, I'm wearing my fisherman's trousers that I got from Free People. I kind of live in these a lot in summer because they're just so very comfy. And then I've got a little camisole, that one's made from linen that I got from Oasis. My kimono, which I absolutely love and wear on repeat, is from Suzanne. Actually that bangle is from Suzanne as well. Little heart bracelet that I got from Pandora. Haven't got any earrings. And my bag is from Demelier London. That is my outfit of the day. Hopefully you like it too. So yes, I said it all really in that little short, but I shall add links to everything as well in the description box below. So next up to a couple of beautiful pieces that I have just received in, very kindly sent to me from a brand called Heidi Klein. And as I often say with swimwear, it's definitely worth investing or saving your pennies to buy those extra special pieces, because if ever there was an item you want to feel your best in, it's definitely swimwear. I really like a halter neck. I find that a really flattering shape to sort of see the collarbone of a woman's shape. And then the bikini bottom portion of that has got a really nice detail on the side of the hip. You've got a ring there, which I just thought was something a little bit different. It kind of makes the pants sort of slightly go on the slant. Just gives a nice shape overall to your body. The second item I chose is just absolutely dreamy, stunning. I absolutely love it, with this long blue maxi dress. Now actually we headed down to a beautiful beach with this amazing view of Esvedra and headed down onto a little pier, very rickety looking pier. And as you will see in this footage, the sea was probably a little bit too rough to try and shoot something there, but we made it work. How stunning is that dress? I just think it is gorgeous. A really special, beautiful piece that I will keep forever. So then on the other end of the scale, in terms of price point with beachwear, I had a really lovely ad to film for F&F from Tesco. I really rate F&F. I've previously got some brilliant pieces from them before, so it's definitely worth popping in, having a little rummage, because actually there's some really beautiful pieces. So the theme was all about beachwear and their new swimwear collection, and in all honesty, I popped into store and it wasn't hard to find quite a lot of pieces I would happily add into my basket. So I picked up a green bikini, a black swimsuit, a little co-ord set in white linen. I then got a co-ord knitted top, and actually, apparently it's got shorts to match, which I would have bought, but they weren't in store when I went. I bought a straw hat, I bought some sunglasses. What else did I wear? That ecru triangle bikini and the white shirt to go over the top. So I found this whole collection of really beautiful pieces from F&F, which, as you can imagine, definitely didn't blow the budget. So we had a lot of fun making that one, trying to make it go in time and do fun little transitions. So hopefully you saw that one on my socials and you liked it too. Another day and another visit to the beach, and this time I'm wearing a bikini that I got, I think it was about 6 months ago. That one is from Sea Level Australia. And then the cover up I'm wearing in that footage as well. That one is maybe a year or 2 years ago old, but I would imagine they do have quite similar pieces now. So I shall add a few alternatives that they've got on their website in the description box below. But essentially just a really lovely cover up that I've worn a lot of times actually on our summer holidays. It's just easy. So next up, let me zoom back to something I filmed earlier and share how I'm currently styling my hair and my big news that I've got to share. So far I have washed and blow dried my hair, kind of making it straight, but it doesn't need to be bone straight at all. I did use a tiny bit of product, I'll have to show you afterwards, which has got like a heat protector in it as well. Tool-wise, is that what we call them? All I use is my GHD straighteners, and all you need is a couple of these little mermaid clips. These are brilliant and cheap as chips because they don't leave you with those funny dents in your hair. So first things first, so just from behind the fringe, I take this top section here, just do a tiny bit on that top layer only. So straight on that bit, just to make sure all those flyaway bits are nice and laying flat. Okay, so there's two methods I do with my fringe in two different steps. So first of all, I take the whole section, comb it through, kind of pulling it forward a little bit, and then shimmy it to the opposite side. So you're pulling it right over to the other side of your face, and then take the straighteners down and just gently curl under. I wouldn't normally go over this 3 times, but I've just dented it. It's sod's law. The second you say you're going to film yourself doing something, it gets a bit wrong. So without kind of doing much to it, you can kind of see already, if I was just going to leave it like that, you're getting that nice arc to it. It sweeps off to the side quite nicely. But we're going to go a step further with that in a moment. So let me even it out on the other side. So it should look a bit like that when it's swept. So sometimes I do wear it like that and just leave it a bit more natural. But there's a new method that I'm doing, which I kind of do at the end. So once I've done that bit, I then start with a few sort of natural tussled, I've been out on the beach all day and got a nice little gentle curl kind of waves to it. Now the trick I think with this is to be as haphazard as you can, which seems harder than you'd think actually, because you naturally want to go in the same direction. I'm going to about halfway down, curl it forward and stop before the end. I want that bit straight. Take the next one from the top section and I'm going to do that backwards, but rather than do that movement, I'm going to go in from the back and clip it that way. And again, stop just before the end. That one went a bit curly. To be fair, when I'm curling my hair, it always looks so much better the following day when you've slept on it and it just tousles itself out a little bit more. So this one in theory should be a forward one, but I quite like near my face to go back a little bit. Not too much, just a natural one, so that it kind of takes it off my face a little bit more. So when I say haphazard, I really do mean it. This one here, which is framing my face, I like to do, hold on, it seems faffy, but once you get into the flow of it, it is a lot easier than I'm making out. Get this little section here, right by where my cheekbone is, and I do a fairly big scoop just to sit right under, well, I went a bit over the top with that one, but to sit right under my cheekbone. And then from the bend, you do need to take some of that bend out, go backwards. So what you're trying to do here is do a natural shape of my face. So in at the cheekbones, out at the jawline and back down again. And once it's all settled and the curls have calmed down a little bit, it does give you a really natural face shaping, contouring kind of look. It's really nice. Well, I think so anyway. So now we can let that bit down. We shall go around the rest of my hair and do all of those curls in an equally haphazard way. So big news that I have to tell everybody, and I'm so very excited. We have decided to move to Ibiza. Honestly, this has felt like years in the making. It's always been a dream that we've had together for as long as I can remember, really, since we met, that one day we would like to live there. So for many different reasons, the time just feels right this time round. I'm working, David's working, both the big boys come September will be off at university, and lucky for us, if this happens and all falls into place properly, they'll actually be at the same university in Newcastle, so it feels nice that they're together. They have so much holiday time from university, more than I ever realised, so they're going to fly over to us in their school holidays, and obviously Walter will be with us full time and going to the school there. I've been so giddy about it for like the last year because we've been talking about it and trying to put the wheels in motion for quite a while, but I didn't dare mention it in case, I don't know, I'm quite superstitious, so I was just worried, will I tempt fate by saying something too early and something goes wrong? Sorry, I'm just keep doing my haphazard curls for a minute. So the plan is to rent a house for a year, double check that Walter likes it, double check that it's easy enough for the big boys to come over in their school holidays, double check we like it, but I'm pretty sure we will. And then so long as everything's okay and works out okay over there too, we would then look to buy over there and stay. So yeah, it's a big change, and in some ways, I suppose it's scary. You know, you're moving country, it's going to be completely different. We don't speak Spanish, so that's something I definitely need to learn. But it feels like an adventure, and one that we've dreamed about for so many years that I absolutely cannot wait to experience. We are not in any way, shape or form going to be living a very super duper luxury lifestyle out on our yacht because we don't have enough money for a yacht. So it will be a very normal family lifestyle that we're going to be living, but in the sunshine, and maybe I'll have a fruit and veg patch. Obviously my work being in social media, I can do everything online from anywhere. Sorry, the hair's going to go really wrong now, isn't it? Because I'm so overexcited to tell you all our news. So my content, of course, is still going to be talking about fashion, and I will still very happily talk about it on my channel. But one thing I thought I might do is a couple more vlogs than I usually do, maybe 2 per month or so, because I kind of thought it'd be really nice to just take you all along with us for the whole adventure. Literally from trying to pack up this house and move it all to another country, learning the language, and how our lifestyle will change, all the lovely stuff that I'm really looking forward to. I wanted to share it with all of you. So do let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see my content changed a little bit, just with those few extra vlogs per month, with a bit more lifestyle content and what I'm genuinely doing in my day and my exercise routine that I'm planning on doing in the garden. I'll explain all later. I've made a pact with Walter that we're going to have at least 2 beach days per week. We shall see if I manage to keep that up. And equally, what it's like to live there in winter too, because it's definitely cold enough to need a thick, big, you know, woolly jumper or winter coat. And I don't think that's something people really realise about places like that. And actually, funnily enough, not many of them are kitted out with central heating. So that's going to be my challenge, I think, going from a beautiful hot summer to dealing with their winters with, you know, a fan heater trying to keep me warm. I'm not great with the cold at the best of times, so that one should be interesting. Sorry, my hair's gone really wrong now. This was meant to be a hair tutorial and I've just got completely waylaid. But anyway, we shall carry on and see if we can fix it. I don't know if you remember, we spent quite a bit of time in Ibiza last year. We kept going a few times as David was working, and the more that we were there, the more that we just thought, actually, we really love it here, and now might be the perfect time. We've been sorting out visas and all the documentation we need and getting all the right advice and tax and yada yada yada, all that kind of boring stuff, but boring stuff that you know you want to do it properly. So we were really conscious to make sure we were doing it the right way, so that if everybody is happy, we can stay. Sorry, back to hair for a second. What I'm doing here, once you've gone round far enough with your curls and you've got the space to do it, grab the fringe, scoop it up in a kind of half moon and just clip it out the way for a second. One, it helps you be able to see what you're doing, but two, while it's cooling down, you're just convincing it to stay in that shape a little bit more. Where was I? So exciting, so many things to tell you. Really, if I'm being honest, the weather was a big part for me. Just be able to be outdoors more often and, you know, have that kind of lifestyle with Walter while he's still young, and equally the boys when they're over. So, sorry, let's concentrate on hair for a second. Once you've got a few done, you can kind of see where the blobs are, where it doesn't look quite right. So for instance, this blob here annoys me because it looks too much like a block. So let's take that one and make that into a different shape. Might even take that one all the way down. Yeah, because that worked. Oh no, okay, no, hold on. Okay, 1 second, I'm just going to whiz around the rest of it and then I can show you what I do with the fringe. So now all of this is pretty curly. I would then just pull my hands through kind of gently to just separate those curls to make them look more natural. And like I mentioned, this will fall out a fair bit actually by tomorrow morning, and you get an even nicer little collection of curls that are more like waves really. First do it, you go a bit like Shirley Temple, which I know is showing my age, even referencing Shirley Temple. I used to love watching that on video. My granny had it, something called The Bluebird. She had it on VHS and I used to love going around and watching her in this movie, and she'd do her little dances and yeah. Anyway, it wasn't on the telly when I was young. I'm not that old, but I did have a video of it. So that's that bit. Take out the fringe. Right, so you could just leave it like that. And I do wear it like this an awful lot. But the new thing that I've been doing, which has just helped get it out of my eyes a little bit better, and I really like the curl it makes, is then go back to the fringe section and this time take it up and out a bit. So like that, as if you're going to do kind of like a, you know, the start of a French plait. Get the straighteners and you go from the back and scoop it to the front. Don't hold it there for too long because it can often go a bit too curly. It's a bit temperamental because it can either go too much or not enough. It's better to go slower with it. So flip and straight off. Ta-da! See, it just gives you a nice scoop there, and then the curl comes down your face, which I like. So you can imagine how this looks one day after. It's so much nicer. The problem I always have is trying to make the right side look as nice as the left, because it's always this right side that goes a bit wonky. Where did I get to? So oh, hold on, I should concentrate. So we found a house. I shall pop a picture on screen. Oh, it worked, look at that. Okay, good curl going on. I should move away from the straighteners while it's doing its thing. So just let that cool down a little bit. So yeah, so we found a house, enough space for all the boys to have their own rooms in the countryside, but you've got neighbours, so you don't feel completely isolated or on your own. Long and short of it is, it really felt like fate. Like everything was falling into place just as it's meant to be, kind of giving us a sign that yes, this is a good decision, you should give it a go. And hey, look, I'm not naive to think that, you know, it's going to be perfect. I'm sure there's lots of things that we haven't thought of, and it's quite an expensive island, and we might get a year down the road and think, actually, we can't really afford to live here anymore. But we've given it a go. And I think that's the stage that I got to. I was kind of getting bored of hearing myself talk about a dream and not just having the guts to dive in and go, right, okay, fine, sod it. Let's have a go, see if we can make this work. So anyway, we finally decided to take that leap, go on an adventure for a year and see where we land and see how it turns out. And I can't wait to take you all along with me for the ride. And then to finish off that very exciting news, the curls, thankfully, though I wasn't paying enough attention, have worked out just how I like them. So hopefully you found that helpful too. Right, we are very luckily off to see Kylie this evening in Sheffield. So I have no idea what I'm going to wear, but I know that I definitely need my dancing shoes on. And I can't sing. But I do love that song. See you in a bit. Hello everyone, so we are now in Belfast. We're here for a couple of days with all three of the boys for David's gig. He's doing that Lush Classical event where there's a 60-piece orchestra and they sort of recreate all those sort of club classic pieces. It's really lovely. And actually, although it looks like a very grey and rainy day today in Belfast, apparently, fingers crossed, the sun is going to come out literally just as the gig starts. So hopefully that happens because it's actually freezing outside. So yes, where was I? I had a couple of beautiful days in the countryside with my lovely friend Kelly for Polestar Cars. They very, very kindly invited us for 2 days at a beautiful spa, like a really old stately home, kind of near Manchester, but out in the countryside. And then to have a test drive of their new Polestar 3, which is a 100% electric SUV car. So a nice, big, feels very safe kind of family car, but it's 100% electric, and there was all these very snazzy gadgets on it. It was actually amazing to drive. There was a couple of different creators there, and they'd sort of matched us up to the car that would both suit us in real life, I suppose. So for me, definitely with the boys, I needed something a little bit bigger, and plus the fact actually that Polestar is co-owned with Volvo, so you've kind of got that safety record, which I do really like when I've got the boys in the car. You've got all the amazing gadgets and all these brilliant things that it does, including a massaging chair. Honestly, I think I was sold just on that part. I mean, can you imagine after a long day at work and, you know, feeding time at the zoo is going on in the house, you could just nip outside, sit in your car with a cup of tea and have a massage. Brilliant. So although this isn't an ad here, I have added a link in the description box below because anybody can go and have a free test drive with their cars. So if you click the link in the description box below, you'll be able to go and book that yourself wherever you are in the world. So yes, now in Belfast, just got my nails done, which looks a whole lot better than they did before. Had about half my nail growing out, so I feel a bit better for that. So today, Walter and I are just going to chill. Fred is actually revising in his room, bless him. He's currently in the middle of his A-level, so he bought his... He is revising.
Albert's literally said he hasn't done anything this morning.
This is the brotherly love going on, that those two bicker particularly a lot.
Started watching TikTok and Ginny and George.
He'll be embarrassed that you've told everyone he's watching Ginny and Georgia. Anyway, so I really hope you've enjoyed this chit chat, catching up on all my goings on and big life changes that are coming in the next few months, and I'm very excited to take you all along with me for the adventure. Do let me know in the comments below if anyone has even temporarily moved abroad. Is there any big tips that you would like to share? I could definitely use all the advice I could get at the moment, or perhaps it's something you've always thought about doing and you've not got round to it yet, but it's still on the bucket list. Do let me know where you're thinking in the comments below. As always, all the links are in the description box. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you're not already subscribed, that would be very much appreciated too. Right, I shall go get myself ready. I'm not going to wear a jumper to the gig, and I look forward to catching up with you all again on Sunday. Take care.